everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Catherine and today we're going to be talking about purgatory. Alright, so purgatory. Tricky subject, but guess what? It's in the Bible! So we're going to be doing a little Bible study and we're going to be breaking down a quote from Mother Angelica on purgatory. If you guys know me, you know I love Mother Angelica. She is just an absolute inspirational woman. Let's get into what purgatory actually is and what Catholics actually believe. So as Catholics, we believe purgatory is a real place. It's not a limbo, okay? It's not like you're either going to hell or heaven, that's why you're in purgatory. No. Purgatory is a place and it is a temporary place. Everyone who's in hell, that is permanent. Everyone who's in heaven, that is permanent. Everyone who is in purgatory will eventually get to heaven. They just need to be in this uncomfortable place because they're being purified. It's an uncomfortable place where you are purified. It's very important because, as it says in the Bible in Revelation, nothing unclean can enter heaven. So this is a place where you go to get cleaned up before you enter heaven. There are many saints who have visited purgatory, St. Faustina, one of my favorites, but we're not going to really go into that. We're going to go into the evidence of purgatory through the Bible right now. So this is brought up in Maccabees 2. So, oh man, I don't understand. The argument from Protestants is that it was removed from the Bible or removed at whatever. I don't get it. I don't know why Martin Luther removed certain books from the Bible that included purgatory. I haven't looked into that. All I want to ask you, if you are a Protestant, why would God have his people, the early Christians, not even necessarily early, we were walking around, all Christians were walking around believing that Jesus was present in the Eucharist and that purgatory existed for 1,500 years, and then one guy decides to change all that. I really want to argue, why would God have us believing in the wrong thing for 1,500 years? I don't understand that. So anyway, back to the Bible and where it is in the Bible. So in Maccabees 2, chapter 12, there was this great battle. And at the end of the battle, there were many dead. The Jews had won, but there were still some Jews who died. So when Maccabees and his men went to go bury the bodies, they realized that all of the dead Jews had amulets around them that were praising a false god. It was kind of just like a good luck charm. Unfortunately, those men were the ones that died, and they were wearing these amulets on them, so they were not giving themselves fully to God. They were still attached to this world, attached to false prophets, false gods. They were not fully in line with our God. Maccabees 2, chapter 12, verse 40. But under the tunic of each of the dead, they found amulets sacred to the idols of Jemiah, which the law forbids the Jews to wear. So it was clear to all that this was why these men had been slain. They all therefore praised the ways of the Lord and the just judge who brings to light the things that are hidden. Turning to supplication, they prayed that the sinful deed might be fully blotted out. The noble Judas warned the soldiers to keep themselves free from sin, for they had seen with their own eyes what had happened because of the sin of those who had fallen. He then took up a collection among his soldiers, amounting to 2,000 silver drachma, which he sent to Jerusalem to provide a sacrifice. In doing this, he acted in a very excellent and noble way, insomuch as he had the resurrection of the dead in view. For if he were not expecting the fallen to rise again, it would have been useless and foolish to pray for them in the dead. But if he did this with a view to the splendid reward that awaits those who had gone to rest in godliness, it was a holy and pious thought. Thus he made atonement for the dead, that they might be free from sin. What we can do when our friends and our family die, what do? Okay, as Catholics, we can buy masses for them, we can offer masses for them, and we can pray for them. I think it's such a beautiful thing. We know that we'll see our family again, but we know that most of our family were not living saints, and they will probably face purgatory for a temporary amount of time. We don't know how long. We really don't know what was on their hearts. But I love this. This wasn't even in the New Testament, okay? This was the Old Testament. Oh, I love it so much because these men died and they were wearing their amulets. So I invite you guys, please, please, please. Oh, what are your amulets? What are your invisible amulets you're wearing? What are you might be in good friendship with God, because that is how we must die. We must die to be in good friendship with God to get to heaven. But we must be fully given to ourselves to get to heaven. So how do we fully give ourselves to God? We need to wipe away and clean off all the sin. And that is what purgatory is for, is the chance to wipe off and clean away all the sin. But right now, as a person living right now, I want to be in purgatory for as little to possibly no time as possible. How can I do that? Okay, it's to live God's will. I'll link in the description below a wonderful little clip from Mother Angelica also that I don't have time to go into detail with about this topic, but we gotta live God's will. So I really invite you, look for your invisible amulets. Okay, this is not an amulet. This is Our Lady of Guadalupe, my favorite. Think about, what are some ways that you're slave to sin? What is sin, right? It's when you don't do the will of God. It's so hard, but I know this sounds silly a little bit, but when I'm about to commit a sin that I know is a sin, I go in knowing it's a sin, and maybe I do commit that sin. Just think, oh, okay, I don't want to be in purgatory. I want to be in purgatory for as little to no time as possible. I want to be as clean as possible when I die. And if I do this sin, I will be breaking away from God. I will be attached from the world, and I want to be detached from the world. That comes with not wearing an amulet, only wearing miraculous medals, Our Lady of Guadalupe, only wearing crucifix. That comes with wearing God on our sleeve, God on our chest. We can't be wearing these fake amulets and being these slaves to sins. So I invite you guys, please take a look at what amulets you're wearing. We want to spend as little time in purgatory as possible. And for our dead family and friends, pray for them, offer sacrifice for them. This goes so much to helping them. I know, it's just, it's so beautiful. I mean, turning to supplication, they prayed that the sinful deed might be fully blotted out. Not just blotted out and removed, just not like that. No, fully blotted out. Goodbye, goodbye. Fully blotted out, completely expunged. We want our friends and family, the pain to just be completely done. So this is what we gotta do. We gotta offer up for our friends. Okay, so moving on to Mother Angelica. I'm going to read this quote to you guys, and then we're gonna break it down kind of line by line a little bit. God created me to go to heaven. His mercy allows me to go to purgatory. Purgatory is a place of love unfulfilled. You found out at judgment how much God loves you and how you failed to respond. Purgatory is not a place of despair and regret. At that point, you're very sorry for all the opportunities that passed you by. Also very grateful that God has such mercy on you. The inability to be with God is the greatest pain in purgatory because that's all you really want. The good news is eventually you'll get to him. There is an end to purgatory. Oh, she's so great. So let's break this down with a couple lines here and there. God created me to go to heaven. All right? We're all called to be saints, right? We already knew that. We're all called to be saints. The goal is to get to heaven. So why is God putting purgatory in the way? Why would God put purgatory in the way? Why don't we all get to go to heaven right now? His mercy allows me to go to purgatory. Just imagine you get to heaven, the gates of heaven. Everyone there is so beautiful and just so in love with God and fully with God. But you get there, you're still probably going to be attached to some worldly things. That is what purgatory is for. It's his mercy that allows us to go to purgatory and get all nice and cleaned up so we are completely detached from the world. We are ready to enter the banquet in heaven. Purgatory is a place of love unfilled. You found out at judgment how much God loves you and how you failed to respond. So God is love. Purgatory is a place of love unfilled. Purgatory is a place where you have felt the love of God, but you're unfilled because you're in purgatory. You weren't ready for God. You need to get all cleaned up. And you will look and you will see the opportunities you had to not sin, the opportunities you had to give yourself fully to God, and you missed them. And it's just a bummer. But don't worry, because purgatory is not a place of despair and regret. We're not going to be in purgatory and be like, oh my God. No, it's not a place of despair and regret. At that point, you're very sorry for all the opportunities that passed you by. Okay, we're going to be able to reflect. We're going to be able to be sorry for what we did not do or what we did. And it's okay. It's not going to be freaking out because guess what? You're also very grateful that God has such mercy for you. I love it. The inability to be with God is the greatest pain in purgatory because that's all you really want. All we want when we die is to get to heaven and to be with God. That's why, it's going to be so good. And that's all we're going to want. So that, I think, is going to be where the real discomfort is just knowing you're so close to heaven. But you just need to get cleaned up first. You just need to be purified first. The good news is eventually you'll get to him. There is an end to purgatory. if anything you take away from this video, it's that purgatory is temporary. Okay? It is temporary. It will be uncomfortable, but it will be temporary. And we need purgatory. Purgatory is a great mercy so that we can get purified. Can you guys let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this video? Do you like this content better than the dating content? Can I do both? Because these videos are hard to do because I am not an expert by any means. I just love reading the Bible and then like just sharing how, oh my gosh, it all relates back to our faith, which is silly, but you know, Catholics, we're not the best with reading the Bible. So I love doing these Catholics believe what videos because the Catholic Church is confusing. Let me know what topics you're curious about that you'd like me to do a video on. And yeah, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss one of my videos, and you'll help out the algorithm so more people get to see my videos. And I'll be so grateful. Oh, thank you guys so much. Love you. Bye.